Before I get started, I'm just curious for those of you who do record either live or after the fact, how long does it take you to start the process? I can't seem to do it in less than 15 minutes or so. The anxiety gets my mind cluttered, and I seem to do everything I can before I'll actually engage and start going, whether it's thinking about what I'm going to talk about, excuses for not excuses, taking time to reconsider the title and the description. And sometimes I'll blow out all my energy just doing that. It's not why the video is here. It's not what the video is about, but I am really curious. I have to assume I'm not the only one struggling to just start the video, even though you're deciding to do it. So with that being said, I want to talk about where I'm at right now, how my goals are going, and where, see, even here, I lost it. Man, gotta love the short-term memory. Here we go. I had a simple goal when I came out to Utah to visit my family while my daughter was going back to school. I wanted to take this opportunity to record a daily podcast with my manager and executive producer to start getting into the habit. It's very hard for me to start new things and do them consistently. I know once I build them into me, it becomes natural, but up until that point, it's a real struggle. I look like I'm completely inept, and then on the other side of that, it feels like I was always able to do it, and it was incredibly simple. This has been one of the hardest challenges due to how I was raised and my low self-esteem and the general social anxiety I do deal with. I have severe emotional regulation issues, whatever word you really want to use. And that's just a real nice word of saying that my feelings not only come in HD, but also very loud. There are few people who can beat me up as bad as I can beat myself up, since I know all my faults and I'm quite vicious with myself. And it takes up a lot of energy. And when that energy is gone, it can make it hard to even get back to the process. However, it's never stopped me before. I've just never had to do it in public. It's nice when you can make mistakes in front of people, feel dumb, and then just go into a dark hole and just hammer the iron over and over till you come out stronger and better and more capable. I don't know how to do that recording live. It's not that easy. You kind of have to. And it's weird, even knowing the likelihood of a lot of people seeing it is low. The body doesn't understand that. It assumes that the whole world's watching, and that makes the weight very heavy. And it's not like I don't like it. It's not like I'm scared to do it, but that anxiety eats up a lot of my bandwidth, and it can make it difficult to keep my train of thought or pull the knowledge that I've taken into me to give out. And even over this past week, every morning, it's been a struggle to record a podcast with my manager and executive producer, only to have one thing after another fail. The energy of starting and doing it every morning, just to find out that you don't want to think of it as a waste of time, but there's no measurement that makes it seem like it is anything less than that. When you have nothing to show for your time and effort, and you feel exhausted and drained from the process, there's just no easy negotiating with yourself. You just kind of have to say, fuck it. If that's what it feels like, that's what it feels like, and try to move forward. Yeah, moving forward has never been one of my strongest suits. I tend to stay there and just beat it down into a corner, fully understand it, and then take one step forward. I won't let my failures stop me, but fuck, I wish it'd make it a little less hard. The simple struggles of just doing something daily, consistently to get better has been a lot of work. And, you know, I try to think about it as practice. Doesn't feel right, but I think that's a good way of categorizing it. If I'm going to feel about whatever I think in a real strong way, I want to have some control over what it's going to feel like, even if it feels like it was a bad practice or that practice was a waste of time. It's part of the process. I mean, I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to talk. I really couldn't even fully. I mean, I remember in ninth grade still having a fourth grade reading level. And even now, it's very difficult for me to consume any written words unless I'm either hyper-focused or I'm trying to win an argument and I'm researching. That energy always seems to get the job done. And that's unfortunate. It sucks when the time that you're most strong and able seems like spite. It's not. It's not at all. I think of a lot of great artists that were in a lot of pain, and we give them credit for their great work. I've just, seen and learned through many of my experiences that in their closed circles, it's very difficult on everyone around them. And at this stage of my life, I'm at a place where everyone close to me can have a real struggle dealing with me. It's not that I'm negative. I'm just so unsatisfied with what I'm capable of doing and yet what I'm accomplishing daily. I'm fully aware of how much I can become. I'm just also fully aware of how fucking difficult it is and the effort it'll take. It's worth it. The failure isn't going to be an excuse, but I'm not going to lie and say that it feels like a success every day. Over the past 6 days, I've yet to have a single successful morning by any measurement that I have, and I'm still trying. Even right now, the amount of time it took to start this video is unacceptable. I fucking hate it, and I won't have it. I'll beat it out of me. I don't know how much time it's going to take, but I can tell you this, it being hard is not going to be the reason that it doesn't get pushed through, I guess. Damn, I wish anxiety and my ADHD didn't put me to tears when speaking on certain things, especially my internal measurements of myself. I've never felt great about anything I was learning. Ironically, till I understand it, and then it goes right to the other side where I become very cocky and hard to deal with, which I hate too. I just want to figure out how the world works, make it easy, and translate it to other people so that they don't have to feel the similar struggles. But I seem to go from looking like I'm incapable to being very condescending. And it's not that I'm condescending. I just think that we should all have confidence in ourselves to keep growing, even if it's hard. And I kept myself caught in so many conversations where all we're doing is talking about the excuses on why we weren't able to move forward instead of identifying what the problem was. And from there, building a system that makes it easier. Or my best method has always been just cut that shit out. I remember so many times in my life where I was just done trying to have the self-control to become a better person. So I just removed the variables. It started as early as, wow, I would say video games. It was probably the first real hard, just cutting it out of my life so that way I could have enough focus and attention to do what I wanted to do, which was primarily feel better, get better, and be happy. Not just drug myself with temporary entertainment thinking that that was a life. And I discovered at that point that when I took the option away from me, and by that I mean I played an MMO for 5 years of my life, and there was a time where for 8 months I was playing it 6 hours a day. 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I would have a short shift on Sunday, and I was living on peanut butter and jellies, which is still probably the food that makes me happiest, even though I don't get to enjoy it much due to my diet. And if you're asking, I'm not interested in having them anymore either. I had them for 30 years. They were all great sandwiches. And over the next 30 years, I'm going to have great experiences. And that's kind of what the trade-off is. anything that's distracting me from my personal growth, it can take a while before I realize it. However, once I see that I'm not able to do both things, I get very savage with myself. I won't let myself get in my own way. I'll cut it out. I don't care. It's more important that I become what I want to be than get to be what I want at the moment. I took the same approach to my diet. I was just fed up with feeling ugly, feeling fat. Although I could deal with those for a while, because you can always eat to feel better when you feel bad. It was when my daughter was 3 and it was winter and we were outside playing that it really struck a chord. If you don't know, I was raised by a single mom with a half brother and half sister. So never having a father and being a dad, it's always been very clear that I won't be the reason that my daughter doesn't have a father. And when we were outside playing in the snow, we're both having a great time. And all of a sudden, I'm just tired. And I'm now making excuses why me and her have to go in. I'm lying to a 3-year-old. Not acceptable. But that lesson was great. It showed, it was a moment in time where my mind allowed no excuses. Absolutely none. And I took a real serious approach from there. I did whatever it took to make myself feel better because, man, being a dad, it's not for everyone, but I can assure you, if it's for you, it can be the most fulfilling thing in your life. It's kind of the reason that I am doing this in general. I want to not just be a father to my daughter and help her and show her all the things I've learned. I want to give that knowledge to anyone who is interested in bettering themselves and doesn't know where to start or what the best path is. And I might not have the right option for you, or maybe all of my philosophies don't work at all. But, well, here's the thing, they all do work. I don't want to sound cocky, but due to my ADHD, I really drill down. For me to know something, I need to understand it in every facet. I can't just know a single story or a fact point. I need to dive deep into every aspect, because until I understand it fully and encompass the knowledge totally, I just don't have it, and I feel dumb, and I don't like that feeling. It's something I've struggled with my whole life. And I battle it on a daily basis while learning and while trying to teach and trying to help anyone who, wants an easy path to victory. I want to be great, whether it's hard or easy, but I'd prefer easy. I would definitely prefer easy. I think greatness is going to be work regardless of whether the task is hard or easy, because consistency is the real challenge. Anyone can do something when it's new and novel. Can you do it when it's boring? Can you do it when it's uninteresting? Can you do it when you just don't feel like it? For me, there's a lot of things that I can't do when I don't feel like it. That's why I cut them out. If it's not even a choice, I'll find something else to do. And I found that is shown me a lot of results. And I believe that those results will work for anyone who's willing to try them. And, you've got to be willing to accept failures along the way, but never allow them to be excuses. You just have to look at them clearly, take it as a moment to be very self-aware of what you are and what you're trying to do, and then build a system that'll let you be more successful the next round. I like to think of it a lot as a game. By thinking of it as a game, the weight seems to be lifted. The failures still suck. I'm real bad at losing games too. I'm not really great at anything that triggers a negative emotion. They just feel strong. It's only in the moment. It's not my intent. It's not even where my mind is, but my body and emotions control a lot of my personality in the situation. It's why I can seem so social in a one-on-one conversation and why I can seem so confident when talking to a large group, but in a group of 3 to 4 people, it can be very difficult. I can't keep track of each conversation or keep myself in order so that way I can really provide the best me as well as the clearest answers. And I also want to take a moment to just thank someone today, because when I was really struggling dealing with another day of a failed recording, which means I've got to record again and I can't use any of the old material because it just doesn't seem to be the way it works. You can't just repeat yourself. It feels wrong and inaccurate. So I've got to record a new video. And if it's gonna be scary and hurt, fuck it, do it live. Make it hurt as much as possible. I'm not dead yet and I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So, you know, when the fire's hot, it makes good steel. So I want to thank the person who gave me kind words for a video that I had posted earlier. By that, I mean yesterday. She really alleviated a lot of the pain that I dealt with this morning. And I give her credit for giving me the strength to start this recording. And it feels good. It feels real good. I hope all of you are working on your goals. And if you're not working on your goals, if you're not beating yourself up and you're happy, that's dope. If you're not happy, it's not dope. It's important to find what makes you happy and don't let your emotions or anything get in the way. You really, really need to push through it. Get what you want, get what you desire. I'm not saying you hurt or steal or cheat from anyone, but don't hurt, cheat, or steal from yourself either. It's your life. If you know you want it and it's hard, find a path. If you can't find a path, find a person. Just don't quit. Why would you quit? It's death. Death isn't fun. Well, I don't think death is anything since you're dead, but that's man, that broke the entire train of thought. Yeah, it feels good to smile. I'm excited for the future. I plan on doing a lot of great things and making an impact on this world that's going to surprise everyone who's ever known me. And I guess it's just that raw competitive nature that makes me feel very good about that, even if it's a darker fuel or a darker flavor. So please let me know how I can help you. I know I can help, and I want to. On a level that's hard to express, it's fulfilling more than anything else. So thank you. Have a good day.